Kremlin refers to this missile system as the diamond in the crown of the Russian Empire. Washington refers to it as Putin's Joker. About 20 trillion rubles have been spent on the creation of Avangard in the last 10 years alone, but its total cost can't be calculated. It's important to note, however, that the appearance of the Avangard has a very clear price for the United States, because these missiles essentially wiped out the American missile defense system. The diamond in the crown of the Russian Empire and Putin's Joker are both quite appropriate epithets. In military terms, we're discussing a hypersonic glide missile that flies to the target at hypersonic speed. It has a nuclear warhead of between 0.8 and 2 megatons. HGV Vanguard appears suddenly on the radar when there are 15 to 20 seconds left to the target. Nearby observers see a fireball in the sky. In fact, Vanguard is flying in a cloud of plasma. Its body surface temperature reaches 1600 to 2000 degrees Celsius. In the dense layers of the atmosphere, Putin said that the 2-ton HGV Avangard can develop hypersonic speeds of up to Mach 27 due to its wedged shape in the dense layers. This is approximately 5.7 miles per second. It is faster than the first cosmic speed. Therefore, even without a nuclear charge, the HGV Avangard can destroy any object on the way simply by kinetic energy. I agree, owning such a weapon frees up your hands. During the testing process for the HGV Vanguard, President Trump said that Russia was challenging the existing U.S. defense system. It should be added that no single missile defense system in the world can deal with such a quick target. Neither America, China, nor Russia itself can. The American missile defense system, the world's most advanced system, cannot handle the HGV Vanguard at 5.7 miles per second. Let's start with speed. Russia possesses 3 hypersonic missiles: the air-launched Kinzhal hypersonic missile, the Zircon hypersonic missile, and the HGV Avangard hypersonic missile. There has already been a strike by Dagger and Zircon on the Ukrainian power grid, with a confirmed Mach 8 to 10 speed, 1.7 to 2.1 miles per hour, that is. According to Kiev authorities, Patriot, NASAMS, and Iris-T missile interceptors
got a defective 2019 to 2024 Chevy.
Provided by the Allies successfully intercepted these missiles. The UN reports, however, that Ukraine's generating capacity was reduced to half its pre-war level after the missile attacks. This may indicate that Russian missiles have been successful. As for the HGV Vanguard speed, it is higher than that of the Dagger and Zircon. This fact causes constant debate among experts. No one believes that such fast missiles exist. However, it should be noted that China and the United States are also developing HGVs of various types. This weapon is not science fiction. It's just that Russia was the first to test it and deploy it on the battlefield. That's why it's dangerous for the Americans. Located deep in Russian territory, the 13th Missile Division's new regiments are armed with HGV Avangards. How the HGV Vanguard deployment works is that missile silos are scattered several miles apart so that they can't be destroyed at the same time. It is believed that the shaft's walls are sealed with 120-ton armored hatches, capable of withstanding direct hits from aircraft bombs or missiles. At a depth of 236 feet, each shaft is home to an intercontinental launch vehicle, the HGV Vanguard, the missile's warhead. The console with the notorious red button is enclosed in a cramped capsule suspended in a shaft on hydraulic shock absorbers. Neither an earthquake nor a nuclear strike can shake the capsule slightly, so the operator's hand will remain steady. The Russian military trains 6,000 officers every day for a nuclear attack on the United States. The only action they practice is pressing the start button. When the button is pressed, the squibs fire, and the missile silo hatch opens. Using a power accumulator, the launch vehicle jumps out of the silo. As soon as the first stage engine kicks off, the HGV Vanguard is sucked into the sky aboard the intercontinental missile. The U.S. missile defense system should immediately take action here. The first detection is the responsibility of American satellites of the Sibers system. They have a maximum of 180 seconds to detect an intercontinental missile launch in the infrared range. If the intercontinental missile deceived the American satellites, then the only hope lies with the ground-based detection systems. Ground-Based Mid-Course Defense, GBMD, is the main ground-based component of the U.S. Missile Defense System. Ground-Based Interceptors, GBI, are the main anti-missile element. The American GBI destroys targets anywhere on the Earth and near Earth orbit. However, anti-missiles' effectiveness is directly linked to the speed at which targets are detected. Consequently, the ground-based mid-course defense complex includes 3 powerful stationary pave-pause radars designed to detect and track intercontinental ballistic missiles at the earliest stages. The Clear Space Force Base in Alaska is especially important because it must detect missiles flying from Russia through the North Pole, the shortest route. The remaining 2 stations protect the U.S. from east and west threats. Despite this, pave-pause radars cannot cover the entire globe. Their range isn't higher than 1,250 miles. Therefore, ground-based mid-course defense is complemented by the Towed Surface Radar SBX, which has a detection range of 3,000 miles. SBX radar on an offshore platform can track intercontinental missiles early in their trajectory and guide GBI anti-missiles. However, SBX can also be bypassed. Now, do you understand why avant-garde HVGs are stationed in the Orenburg region? The location is far from the Russian external borders, which makes detecting the launch difficult for American missile defense radars. However, the Russians pulled off another trick that made radars even more difficult to detect. The avant-garde can either be carried by the obsolete Soviet SS-19 Stiletto missile, carrying 1 HGV, or by the Russian RS-28 Sarmat, known as Satan II. By the way, the Sarmat missile can carry 5 2-ton avant-gardes. Due to the high amount of fuel required to overcome air resistance, intercontinental missiles are typically launched vertically to accelerate their exit from dense layers of the atmosphere. Energy-consuming trajectories are used to bypass enemy missile defense systems in real combat conditions. Much effort is put into making the launch vehicle invisible for at least a few seconds. These seconds are crucial because 125 seconds after launch, the HGV Vanguard separates. This is much earlier than the launch of intercontinental ballistic missiles with nuclear warheads. In other words, U.S. missile defense systems can quickly detect launch vehicles and fire anti-missile missiles before they launch. Due to HGV Vanguard's early separation, the Samaritan carrier can fly beyond the atmosphere, not along the shortest path, but through the South Pole. Why is this important? According to the Pentagon, American missile defense systems are designed to intercept conventional intercontinental ballistic missiles with nuclear warheads launched from Eurasia through the North Pole. If the launch vehicle rushes in the opposite direction, and if the satellites don't notice its launch, then the HGV Vanguard can safely separate from the carrier and land in the area of U.S. missile defense just before impact. Here's how it happens in reality. First, the Sarmat rocket rushes in the direction opposite the territory of the United States. At Mach 15, the avant-garde reaches a speed of 3.17 miles per second. After 125 seconds, the avant-garde separates. As soon as the HGV is autonomous, it becomes fully self-contained. Despite not having an engine, the HGV Vanguard has gliding ability, which extends its autonomous flight range to 3,700 miles. As soon as the HGV Vanguard separates from the carrier, gravity continues to accelerate it. In the range of pave, pause, or SBX, it performs active maneuvers, ups, downs, right, left, and ups and downs again. It is true, however, that the U.S. missile defense system was not designed to handle highly maneuverable targets. Anti-missile systems were designed to destroy ballistic missiles with predictable trajectories, and not to hunt for objects that, like UFOs, move chaotically through space at a speed of 5.7 miles per second. As a result, you may have to use several anti-missiles to destroy one HGV Vanguard. To prevent this type of attack, you will need to use THAAD, a medium-range missile defense system. Because of the HGV Vanguard's prohibitive speed, it is likely to be a close fight that will consume many missiles and last for several seconds, as the battle will be intense. In the case of Avant-Garde, it is not a fact that the anti-missiles will reach the target before it has completed its mission. As far as the THAAD anti-missile is concerned, it has a maximum speed of Mach 8, and if there are several Russian HGVs, the probability of their destruction would be 0. According to the report, the HGV Vanguard renders today's American missile defense system useless and powerless. One way to deal with the HTV Vanguard is to increase the number of radars and missile defense launchers several times. As you know, this is an extremely expensive and time-consuming process. The second alternative is to put the same HTVs into service to equalize the possibilities. A third option is to ignore the danger, as in all previous years. However, it seems that this option has already been exhausted. Thanks for your time. Let me know in the comments what you think can be done to stop the Russian HTV Vanguard.